side of Colorado. So the mountains are on the west side. We're in Pruitt
Reservoir boondocking area, which is in the state wildlife area of Pruitt Reservoir in Merino, Colorado.
Come along, see what there is to see. Eastern Colorado.
Bye for now.
I'm standing here in front of Bent's Fort in Colorado, and I gotta tell you, it's really nice to be at a site where it was just a really friendly trading post. It's really nice to be somewhere historical in the United States where something terrible didn't happen. Really cool fort. Come check it out.
A trading post that's in operation from 1833 to 1849. And initially the back half is destroyed, the front part survives, used as a stagecoach stop, essentially from the dining area to the Mexican laborers' quarters. Now, when the railroad comes through, that spells the end of the stagecoach era. So the site's essentially left abandoned from the late 1870s until 1960, when we take the site over. Now, as you're walking up, that line of trees you see behind the fort is the Arkansas River. At this time, it's Mexico on the other side, so we're on the border of the two countries. 1846 is also the onset of the Mexican-American War, and it ends in 1848 with the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo. That sets the border of what we are.
This is the council room for meetings. This one is the dining room. Here's the entrance to the kitchen. This is what our off-grid kitchen is gonna look like. This is it. Here's our new home. Let's just live here. Here's William Bent. He was just a trader and a trapper. He married and did a lot of trade with the local indigenous tribes that were around here. And this is where he stayed. There's the tailor shop. Made out of a gourd. Ooh, blacksmith. Look at that. Holy cow, that would be a pretty big blower. So cool. This is the trading room. Look at all that. All those furs. It's hard for a vegetarian to look at all that, but sustainable lifestyle, I suppose, right? What do you think that was for?
Torture.
I know, it looks like a torture device. I don't think it is, though. It does. Hang on, let me look it up. I'll see. Hang on. That's a fur press. That's what they use to bale the furs. And there's a bunch of just storage warehouses. Look at all that fur. I don't know, I just get sad. I'm getting so sad looking at all this. It's cool though, it's interesting. I mean, if they ate the meat, fine, you know what I mean? But I don't know.
So in 1849, these guys could get $3 for this bison hide. They could also take it to St. Louis and trade it for $5 or $6. And they did 15,000 of these. They'd load up on a wagon and head out to St. Louis.
Ah, goats! Hi, guys! There you go. Hello, dude.
I was also pretty impressed with the adobe cabins and that throughout the fort. It was a pretty cool setup. I wouldn't mind living in something like that, really. It was very nice. Lots of timber and stuff. But it was very cool inside.
It really does feel like stone. 175 million years old.
Gotta say one thing about it though. It does look scared. Wait for me!
This was a pretty cool view from the campsite. So we were staying back there. That's the road we just came down. So we guess, correct us if we're wrong, but we're pretty sure what makes a thing a butte is that it's freestanding. Look, there's no mountains anywhere around. So it's has to be a certain height and standing by themselves. So this is called two buttes. The two buttes. They shot the clerk. This is where the three states meet: Colorado, Oklahoma, and Kansas. It's literally in the middle of nowhere though. It was like an 8-mile corrugated road to get here. So technically I'm standing in 3 different states right now. And there you have it, 3 corners. We came here so you don't have to. There's no reason to come here. There's nothing to see. Look at this little freeloader. Give me $1.
Dorothys House opened in 1981. Even though people outside of the state all want to see Dorothys House when they come to Kansas, there is no such place because Dorothy's a fictional character. So Liberal decided there ought to be a place in Kansas where you can see a place where Dorothy grew up. And we decided, since the movie never made a full-size home, the closest thing to a Dorothys House we could get is this local farmhouse.
My husband had never seen it. He's Australian. He just watched it the other day. He's like, Toto is the star of the show. He's like, that dog is so well trained.
I think there might have been another, like, emergency Toto, basically, but Terry is the famous one.
Terry the dog. We'll have to look him up.
Terry the dog. This is the workroom. That includes the wash station, the egg incubator, because this was a farmhouse. The way this works is you pour milk in, you get milk out here, cream out here. But to make that happen, you have to keep this going at 48 reps per minute, because if you go too slow, it might get clogged, and if that happens, you have to take apart all 65 internal discs and then put it all back together. So most of this house's layout is as close to its original as possible, but the pantry is much bigger.
Like a stereoscope?
Yep, the stereoscope.
Are you looking there? Oh yeah, it's just a, what do we call those? So all of this was in a mall and it was saved.
Yep.
That way looks nice. And of course that way looks nice too.
In the Emerald City. Hopefully we can get through the gates. Oh, phew, the doors are open. That's a horse of a different color.
And then over here you can see the Munchkins themselves later in life when they came to this place. Some of the Munchkins met through the movie and kind of formed a group that kept in touch throughout their lives, which is part of why they would often come in groups whenever they went to places like this for Wizard of Oz events.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a great day. International Pancake Day since 1950. That's a hint about as to what it's all about.
Shrove Tuesday, you have to get rid of all the fats out of your house to prepare for Lent. Common way to do that is pancakes, so people do pancake day everywhere. But this lady was cooking hers and she heard the church bell ring at 5 minutes to 12 because the service starts at noon, and you go there to get your sins shriven off of you. She's flipping her pancakes and realizing that she's not gonna make it. She's not gonna be there in time. So she starts running down the street, still flipping her pancake because she wouldn't want her pancake to burn. But then in the years following, the other ladies around, the housewives were like, hey, we want to, let's do this, let's make a race. And basically, the same thing happened in 1950 here. The race was February 21st, 1950. Was our very first winner, and that is her apron and her dress that she wore and the actual pan she carried. And her prize was the steam cooker pressure steamer. It's supposed to be a kiss on the cheek, and the English consul decided that he wanted to give her a big old smack on the lips, because in there it just says he kissed her once, but Billy told us that he actually was like, no, that wasn't good enough for the press. We need to do it again, and did it like 2 more times. So
Gross,
like,
what
really?
a creeper.
Yeah,
Ew.
so not sure, don't want to make any accusations.
Get off of me.
Yeah. A lot of people made pancake earrings. This is actually a spire across from their church.
There's the king. Did you want to curtsy? You're basically British.
Crystal is a big deal over there. This is so it was written by
Henry Winkler.
no.
I can see.
No, but it does look like Henry Winkler. John Newton. Amazing Grace was originally a sermon. This is Reverend Victor Collins. Pictures, and so Reverend Collins was preaching in the pulpit of John Newton, who wrote Amazing Grace.
They get the people in there.
It says a section from the studio in Hollywood, LA.
I highly doubt that. Oh my god, they sent children into space. Look at how little they are.
Get out of there,
Does that
kids.
make capsule? Not actual size. But I lost. Shows the winning design. Congratulations,
Well, thanks, mate.
champion!
So that brings us to the end of our video. As you can see, we spent a bit of time in Kansas on the way home. We're gonna head home and check out things at home, pick up the mail, and then we're back on the road again. So in the meantime, if you want to check out our website that we've just created, still in the early processes, but you can go on there and check out our videos, and we got a travel guide and checking out all the campsites we've been at. Also got a little shop on there if you want to have a look and see if you want to buy any merch. So do us a favour and check that out, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.